looks like we're up. Let's go ahead and refresh the page so I can see your comments. Sorry about the messy cable there. I normally run it under. All right, let's see if I can get this going here. Just a second here, just trying to get the comment window up so I can see what you guys are saying. Hello, there we are. Okay, I can see the comment window now, and we're good. Hello, Rogers. Hello, Victoria. All right, we're up. Health and fitness, what's up? Hello everyone and welcome to Adobe Creative Cloud. Today we're going to take a quick look at a brand new feature. This brand new feature is actually in Premiere Pro and it's been a long time coming. It's actually a simple feature that's been around for like decades in all the other applications except Premiere Pro. For those of you who edit video, if you've ever used Premiere Pro and you ever wanted to put a text title in your video, you know that you had to basically open up the titler and type in your title, or you could, of course, bring in titles from Photoshop. But if you wanted to do it right in Premiere Pro, you had to open up a titler and type your title in the titler. And then once you created the title, you just kind of close the window, you know, no save, no anything, and there's your title in the project window, and then you drag it onto the program window or onto the timeline to make the title visible. So definitely not the most intuitive workflow in the world. And now that workflow has changed to be a little bit more intuitive, especially for people that are working with text for the first time. So under, let me see, before I bring the computer up, just want to make sure I got this set. Good, I do. So we're going to just take a quick look at how that all works. And hello from all the people all over the world. I see people from Germany, Virgin Islands, Turkey, Uganda, Missouri, South Africa, Ghana, the UK. Heart goes out to everyone in Manchester, and of course, Boston. So all over the world, literally. All right, so guys, without further ado, like I said, this is going to be a quick one, so let's go ahead and get to it. I'm going to switch over to my computer so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And I've got Premiere Pro open in the background already. I've got a video on the timeline or a sequence already. The only thing that's missing is a title. So let me show you what the video looks like. It's one that I showed the other day, actually, in my stock video or stock contribution stream. So we're going to use it with the same video. And what I simply want to do is I want to add some text to that right about here that says, I don't know, something like Swan Lake or, you know, the beautiful lake or whatever you want to say. But now let's get to the actual way of doing the watching both shows. I'm just reading the comment here. Our generation, that design, that's really dedication to be watching both Adobe Live and me at the same time. Well, I'm going to be short so you can get back to Adobe Live. But anyway, the way this works is you'll now see in your tool panel, there's an actual type tool right there, brand new. Oh my God. Now, for those of you who are like using this for the first time, you're like, well, duh, of course there's a type tool there. How else would you type? Let me show you the old way because it is still there and some people might still want to use it occasionally for different reasons. The old way to do type inside of Premiere Pro would have been to go into the file menu and doing new, and you would do new title. Now it says legacy title. So that's how you get to the old interface. And the word legacy, usually my experience says in an Adobe product, if it says legacy, that means it's probably on its way out. So no promises, no commitment, that's just a guess. That legacy means that it might not be around forever. So if you're hooked on that, you might want to start transitioning over to the new ways of doing it. And again, hello from Illinois and the Dominican Republic. All right, so let's go ahead and say legacy title. It would then come up and say, okay, what size do you want to make it? Obviously, you'd want to make it the size of your video. This is a 4K video, so I'm going to say OK. And then it would give you this window, and this window is kind of showing you where your time marker was at the time you said new title. And then you get your type tool and you can click and begin typing. You can also draw shapes. You can use the presets for the text styles, which look very 90s look. So actually in some cases 1980s look for text styles. So this is kind of why this needed to get redone, because number one, it's a confusing thing to have to bring up a new window just to add text, reminiscent of the Photoshop 4 days and Photoshop 3 days, back when you actually brought up a type dialog box to type text onto an image. Same thing, back in the old days of Premiere, you'd bring up a dialog box to actually type text on your video. But luckily in Photoshop, that went away, I believe with Photoshop 5 or 6. And now in Premiere Pro, finally many years later, it's going away as well. But again, if you still want to use this old method, it is still here. I'm going to get out of it because I don't want to use it. And we're going to use the new type tool instead. So with the type tool, you can either just click or you can click and drag. If you click and drag, that's like dragging out a text frame right on the program window. And of course, you get your cursor and you can begin typing. So I can say Swan Lake. And now that I've got my type, this is why I'm doing this stream. You would think, well, of course, you know, why would I need to watch a stream on how to use a text tool? I've been using a text tool in every product since the beginning of using Adobe products. If you wanted to make changes to that type now, where would you think you'd go? I'll let you digest that for a second. I don't know, I'd probably bring up some kind of panel that gave me like paragraph and type characteristics or type styles or control panel or something like that. And what's going to happen is you're going to, and let's go ahead and highlight the text too to make sure we're going to make the change to the whole thing. You're going to go up to your window menu and you're going to say, hey, I don't see anything like that. I don't see anything that says type. I don't see anything that says paragraph. I don't see anything that says styles. I don't see, and you're going to go through every menu trying to find, what if I just want to make that text a different font? What if I want to make it a different color? What if I want to make it a different size? And Premiere Pro is unlike any other Adobe application because there is no dedicated type panel that's called the type panel. So anyway, so how do you do it? You're going to go up to your window menu and you're going to come down and you're going to choose the Essential Graphics panel instead. Wait, Terry, you're working with type. Why would I go to the, just do it. The Essential Graphics panel is where the features are that we just talked about. So if I go to the Essential Graphics panel, you're saying, well, I still don't see it. I still don't see my font, my size and color and all that, because you have to click on the Edit tab. When you click on the Edit tab and scroll down, oh, cancel. You'll see all your stuff that we just talked about. You'll see the type style, or the type font, the style, justification, kerning, tracking, leading, all of the things that you would normally be looking for. And so, for example, I was still trying to figure out, well, is this the point size or not? And it is. That's one way to do it. That's great. You can scrub through that. That works. You can also change the size this way by just changing the size of the frame. But this is your actual point size if you're looking for a point size feature. All right, so I don't want to use copper plate. No font preview, unfortunately. So you got to think of this as type 101, or type 1.0, I should say, for Premiere Pro. It doesn't have all of the features that you would expect in Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Muse, and all the other ones. So anyway, let's pick a nice font for this. We'll use a nice script. And there, we got our Swan Lake in there. Of course, I can go bigger on the size now that I got a nice script in there. Fortunately, it looks like 400 points is all I could do, but I could, like I said, go bigger on the actual size of the frame instead, which, ooh, maybe I can't. Oh, no, there we go. There we go. So we'll make it bigger that way. All right, so now that I've got that in place, Oops, dang it. I'm sorry, I'm using a mouse with a scroll wheel. So let me go back and fix that. I scrolled in a field by mistake and it changed my font. That was user error. There we go. All right, so let's put that back. Don't scroll over that anymore. And this panel can now go away. Is there a shortcut we can use? Not that I have found, but no, not that I have found. So I was going to say something else. Never mind. So that's the type tool, and that's how it works. You get now. What it's done is it's created another layer, just like any other graphic or video you'd bring in. So you can make that title stay on the screen as long as you want. You can pick the title up and move it around, which is kind of nice. I don't need the frame to be off the window like that. So I'm going to go ahead and make the frame smaller. And let's go ahead. And of course, if I don't do anything else, here, let me see if I can pull that up a little bit. For some reason, it's not letting me make it shorter. But anyway, if I don't do anything else, it'll just sit there for the length of time. So here's what's going to happen. We play the video. It's just going to get to that spot. Title pops on, stays for probably a default 15 seconds, and then pops off. And of course, I don't want it to do that either. So now I'm less concerned about the type attributes. I'm more concerned about the video editing attributes. So at this point, what I want to do is just add a simple default cross dissolve on both the front and the back of it. So I select the clip, select the text. And of course, by the way, if you wanted to make the text stay on the screen longer or shorter, then you would just pull it out. So I can pull it out and shorten it to as little or as long as I need to be. If I wanted to stay up the entire time, I could just pull it out to be the entire video. But you make this as long or short as you want it to be. And I set a default of 15 seconds. It's probably a default of 5 seconds. Sorry about that. All right, so now I've got the video or got the title up for as long as I want it to be there. To add my default cross dissolve on the beginning and end of it, that is a keyboard shortcut. That's Command or Control D. So if I hit Command D on the Mac or Control D on Windows, you notice how it put the little cross dissolve on both sides of it. So now it would do this. We hit play, and it will dissolve on and dissolve off. So it has a nicer feel to it. And of course, I can still pick it up and move it around in time where I want it to be. So let's move it a little bit closer in time to the beginning. So we get our Swan Lake. That's a little bit better than having it at the end. And our swan comes up just in time for it to disappear. That was a perfect random edit. All right, so you get the idea. Whew. All right, so the type tool, just click, start typing, or click and drag and start typing. Again, if you want to now, and you probably will, want to change the attributes of the type that you typed, you can then go into, now, or I'll just do it again, because we can make more than one title. So let's say that I wanted to just get past the swan and do a new title here, grab the type tool, click, or click and drag, my choice. And now I got a second title there, and I can make that title, let's just say the end. All right, so now we got the end, and of course we can make the end shorter. And of course we can use our selection tool, pick that up, move it to a better spot on the canvas, and of course hit Command D for that, so it fades that in and out as well. So now we have two titles, Swan Lake, with our swan floating by. And then we get to the end. Very, very short video, short film. So now at this point, if I wanted to edit those or edit the type, again, we go back to Window, Essential Graphics. That'll bring up the panel, click on Edit, and then you can click on or go edit the one you want. So in this case, it would be the end. That's it. That's how you work with type in the new Premiere Pro CC. So, and by the way, of course, you can pick these up, move them around. I can have titles on different layers. So I can have one come in and then quickly go to that one. So at that point, once you create the title, it acts like any other clip inside of Premiere Pro. All right. Type on the screen. Okay, so Doug's asking, is there a way to center the type? Yeah, you could go in. Here, I'll select this one. You could, for example, let's get back to it so we can see it. If I were to make the frame the width of the video, he's asking about centering. So now the frame's the exact width of the video. So that means if I center it, technically it should be centered on the video as well. If I go back to that same window, Essential Graphics, and Edit, and Swan Lake, there is a center. So if I center it that way, now it's centered on the video. That's how you'd center it. Okay, so that's it. Just a quick one on how to do, if you want to repurpose the type, what's the best way? If you want to repurpose the type, the best way is to add the type to a CC library. That way you can then just drag it onto future videos. So if you spend the time building all this and you want to, let's see if I got a library handy. I don't want to put it in my stock library. Let's put it in my Adobe Live library. Let's put it there. All right, so now technically I should be able to select one of these and drag and drop them. I've not tried that with a title yet. Let's see, did it work? It's giving me a plus sign like it can do it, but I don't see it. Libraries is how you would repurpose it. I'm just not sure if I can do it directly from a title on the timeline. Doesn't look like I can, so. Not sure how to do it with the new title, but if you put it in a library, you can always drag it back into a project. And although it's not working for my titles, but it's giving me a plus sign, which is weird. Not sure on titles, but that would be normally how you'd repurpose it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, everybody. And if you do want to continue watching more content right now, you can head over to adobelive.com and watch graphic design for the next 4 hours. They'll be going till 5 p.m. Pacific time today and all day tomorrow, which is Thursday, is the last day. So adobelive.com, check it out, and you can go watch more people doing more cool stuff. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.